Okay. All right. I got better Wi-Fi than I did last time. The Wi-Fi that I tried using the previous time fucking sucks. So I apologize for everybody that watched that video and then just dropped off. I feel really bad about that. That's my bad. But this video right here, we're going to be going down the line of one of the biggest factors and a lot of guys saying that they can't improve with women, and that's I don't have the time. Now, I will be answering some questions here at the very end. I do have to run to a bootcamp immediately after this call. So this is going to be decently brief. I'm probably going to try to stay on for only 15 minutes so I can get out of here in time so I can make it to my boot camp. However, I'll stay here for a second. I'll go through my points and then I'll be answering some questions here. So the number one excuse I've heard a lot of guys say is that I don't have time to improve with women. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that. Now, this is stupid. It's not necessarily stupid. It's just you're not thinking creatively. You're not coming to solutions. You're not being solution oriented. You're being excuse oriented. I think a lot of guys that come from this mindset, a lot of you guys come from the mindset of it's just not. I think a lot of you guys honestly are scared. I think the honest truth is that there's a lot of guys out there who are scared. I think you guys are terrified of doing this. And so you guys backwards rationalize the reasons for not wanting to do this. And you think that your time is better spent doing something else because it's easy. It's easy doing the other things. So it's hard going out to go talk to girls. And at least initially, for me, it's now a lot of fucking fun. This is one of my favorite things to do. I'm excited to go out tonight instead of sitting here probably working on my laptop, which I'm going to have to do immediately after my boot camp. But I really do love going out approaching girls. It becomes fun after a while. A lot of you guys come into this and you guys look at it as work instead of it being what it is, which it should be fun. This isn't supposed to, if it's not fun, you're not going to get the results of the women that you want. You guys want to get bomb ass girls, sexy women, and you guys are looking at like work, and women don't like that energy. Girls go to the club to have fun. And if you're not having fun, emotions are contagious. You're going to come across very stern and strict, and the girls don't want to talk to you. So my ultimate thing is, ultimately, I think time is an excuse. You guys aren't being solution oriented. You're being excuse oriented. But with that being said, let me give you some solutions to help you out with your situation. Okay. Some solutions I came to, because I work a lot of hours, and I have in the past. One time I was working 70 hours a week selling cars, and I was still going out 4 days a week. I was very tired. And it was 4 days is a little bit overkill. Honestly, you guys be fine just going out 2 days. And well, here, let me actually get into the points really fast. So firstly, ask yourself, is there anything you're doing, which I know there is something in your life. If you say you don't have enough time, there is something you're doing that you can cut out or even mitigate and bring the time away from and put more energy into this, something that's going to actually benefit your life. So maybe it's video games. Maybe it's dumb videos on YouTube. Something that you are putting energy into that is not necessary. For me, it was writing. I was writing all the time. And yes, it was also YouTube. So I pulled away time from that personally so that I could go out and game more. Is there something in your life that you can pull energy out of and time away from to improve your game? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, yes. If you think the answer is no, you're just not thinking critically, because there's something in your life that you're spending time in every day that is not helping you out or moving you forward in your life. And if you mitigate it or even just cut it out completely, you have more time to go out. All right. There's always something you can cut out. Can you maximize your time? Now, here's the thing. You guys aren't maximizing your time. So a lot of you guys work normal jobs and then once you're off, like once you hit your lunch breaks, you guys will go straight, grab food, and hang out, maybe just relax a little bit while you're eating, and then go back to work. What I used to do was that during my lunch breaks, I used to go and approach girls. There was a college nearby, and I'd walk over and I'd go approach the girls at the college while I was eating. I'd be eating while I was approaching, maximizing my time. Why not, when you go to your Starbucks, why not approach one cute girl or one person in general at the Starbucks just to keep the momentum rolling? Something you can even write a field report about in a very brief period of time, a single approach. How did you do? What could you have done better? Another thing, like you guys drive a lot of hours. Why not use your time driving to educate yourself? Or like I used to listen to RSD MP3s that I downloaded that I put onto a CD, and I play these on repeat. When I'd be driving, I'd listen to RSD videos on repeat, and I actually had to memorize for a long time. It's why a lot of my tattoos that I have on are actually RSD quotes, because they're just blazoned into my head, because I would listen to a lot of their videos probably 20 times, 30, 40 times over on repeat in my car. So I'd also, every time I hit a stoplight, I'd practice improv. I do this thing called the $1 million mouthpiece exercise, which I have videos on. I'm not going to really go into it necessarily here, but I'd be doing improv in my car. I'd hit a red light, be doing improv in the car while I was driving. I would be practicing my tone, be looking in the mirror, practicing my approach, be like, hey, how's it going? Hey, how's it going? Hey, how's it going? Hey, you're totally my fucking type. And I say, hi, what's your name? So I practiced that cocky energy because I knew the type of approach that would work with women. And I practiced that. Now, it's not so much about time spent going out. It's more about consistency of time. So a lot of guys think it's about the amount of time you go out. It's actually more about the consistency. If you guys read books on mastery, this is what they push really heavily. It's more about consistency over time spent. What does that mean? Let's say you have two choices. One choice, you go out for 12 hours in a single day. And the other choice is you go out for half an hour every day, 7 days a week. Now, one is you're going out a lot more hours, right? But then the other is more consistency. You prefer consistency over time spent. So if somebody's like, I don't have enough time, it doesn't matter about the time. What matters more is the consistency, because you try and train yourself that I'm a different person. I'm a guy who's social and extroverted and good with girls. And if 6 days out of the week, you are plain Jane, relaxed, boring Bob. I don't know what your name specifically, but I'm going with Bob because Bob sounds like a boring name. If you're Bob that works in FedEx 6 days out of the week, and then 1 day of the week you have to be a badass, you're not going to change your personality, your persona. It's not going to work. So what you got to do is you have to be consistently a different person. You have to be consistently taking actions to say I'm somebody different. It could be half an hour a day. That's fine. It could be like an hour or two. It doesn't have to be an entire fucking night. A lot of you guys are like, I don't have time to go out. You do. You do. Like, if you only had like 15 minutes to work out, would you be saying that that's now worthless because you still 15 minutes you can work out. It's still something you can do. It's still an action you can take in that direction. It's still better than nothing at all. All right. You don't have to go shoot for the fucking moon to get the results you want. Now, what you're trying to do is you're trying to change your ego. Consistent actions over time will change the person you believe you are. I used to be shy. Now I'm this obnoxious shitbag that girls like. And it's because the small actions I took over the course of years that changed my personality to become this person. I used to suck on camera. If you guys look at my old videos, I used to be god awful on camera. And probably in about 5 years from now, I'll say that I was probably god awful now, honestly, because I'm taking consistent action over time. Sorry, my hair keeps getting in my fucking face. It's starting to bug me. Practice extroversion daily, which I just kind of mentioned right there. It's not just about being good with girls. Being good with girls is being extroverted. It's being outgoing. It's being masculine. It's being dominant. It's being socially aware and being able to interact with people at a second's notice. So something that actually will help out your game. If you have no time, you are still interacting with people in your daily life, correct? Maybe you're buying groceries. Maybe you give a compliment to the cashier. Maybe you make a joke. Maybe you're in an Uber, you're sitting there and you start a conversation with the guy. It's a little bit of an extrovert action that's a little bit more than you usually take. So again, action feeds ego feeds action. If you're taking extroverted actions every day, eventually you're going to be like, I'm extroverted. And when you have to go to the club to approach, guess what happens? It's effortless and easy. You already been building momentum. It's not even through approaching girls, just by being extroverted every day. So when you are only going out for like half an hour to an hour a day, you've been building up momentum with the extroversion. Game is not something you do. Game is something that you are. And that's something that a lot of pickup artists need to like fucking learn. It's not something you do. It's something that you are. It's a daily practice. You don't do game so you can stop doing game. You do game because you are trying to become somebody that loves game, somebody that is game. When I go somewhere, I socialize with everybody. Anybody's ever been at boot camp with me, I make friends everywhere I fucking go. I talk to everybody. I'm upbeat, positive. I talk to everybody, not just girls. I talk to guys, couples. I talk to groups of guys, mixed sets. I just socialize. And that's what you guys need to be focusing on. It's not about being a pickup artist and all of a sudden now it's time to turn on the game. I'm doing all the tactics. No, it's like, I just am this. So it's not like I have to like turn it on. It's just something that I've been doing every fucking day. Make sense? Oh, and by the way, I'm going to answer all the questions here at the very end. I'm trying to get through this because I do have to run to a boot camp after this. So I'll try to go through pretty fast. Now, dating apps are something that a lot of you guys are sleeping on. Yes, you can get good at dating apps. And yes, actually, initially, a lot of my coaching calls I work on, the initial success, if you're somebody's a virgin or somebody who hasn't been gaming, and you're not somebody who's been gaming for a long time, you're somebody who's been gaming for a long time, to be fair, the coaching will get you like really fucking good, really fucking fast. But initially, if somebody hasn't been approaching in ever, it's a lot easier for me to get those guys on dating apps and get them progress there, because the progress and the results are really easy once you understand a system that is in play. And yes, you can get good on dating apps. It's just about getting consistent, taking photos, posting, understand the ELO, messaging girls, understanding how to message girls. There's a certain type of way you speak to girls over text that most guys don't understand. And it's so easy to, even though it's like so competitive, the guys, even though it's supposedly competitive, it is easy as fuck, because once you understand a certain layer of like game when it comes to dating apps, you outclass everybody else. Anybody I've ever taught my systems to about dating apps crushes it on dating apps, and it's effortless. And you can even hire a VA, a virtual assistant in Zimbabwe or in the Philippines on Fiverr for probably about $30 an hour and have him swipe for you if you have no time. If you're working that much, you should be making money to hire a guy in the Philippines for $3 an hour to run your dating apps daily. Tell him what you want, tell him how to message your girls, and he'll tell you when a girl's ready to be messaged. And you don't have to swipe. You don't have to go through the whole, oh no, I'm swiping and girls don't like me, like phase of like dating apps. Now, you also, I'll say this too, if you are somebody on a time crunch, why are you guys focusing so much on day game? I do get it that if you need to go to sleep early and that's your excuse, but again, you don't have to go out for that long period of time. You can go out for like an hour or two. Your time is better spent in a nightclub or at night, because there's one, more girls who are single, two, more girls in general. It takes you like what, 15 minutes to approach a single person that you find in the streets. How quickly can you approach like 10 girls in a nightclub? Like 5 minutes? It's a better bang for your buck for time. If you're somebody on a time crunch, why not go to like nightclubs? Why not go to nightclubs? You get way more approaches, way more practice. You get to practice your mannerisms way fucking faster. You should be going to nightclubs. And if you're not saying at this point, if you're saying no to nightclubs, it's because you're afraid. Legitimately, it's because you're probably afraid. And it's okay to be afraid, dude. We all self-lie. I self-lie. And I think it's a matter of just understanding that you self-lie and understanding what the fuck do I need to do since I'm self-lying to overcome this? Like, if you ever find that you're making excuses to stop doing something that's good for you, why? Because you're probably self-lying. It's probably because you're afraid. So now that being said, let's answer some questions. I think I've said plenty about that. I have a haircut known as a Corte Ellison. Okay. Why aren't you married yet? Do you enjoy the hooking up culture that much? Yeah. It's fun sleeping with girls. And the hookup culture thing has a negative connotation. I assume your name is, I don't know. What's good for one person isn't good for another. A lot of guys, like, so it makes sense for a girl dating coach to be married, because that's what girls ultimately want. They want to be married to a badass. But as a guy, it's not, once you get good at sex, getting married isn't hard. It's actually pretty fucking easy once you get good with girls. The hard part, I think, for guys is getting laid. And it's a different, like, a lot of, like, if you're ever on a talk show, if I was ever on a talk show, they'd be like, why aren't you married if you're a dating coach? And I'm like, because the hard part for guys is the upfront, not the back end. Whereas girls, the hard part's the back end, not the front end. Sex is easy for a girl, where tying down a bad motherfucker is pretty hard. Whereas for guys, sex is hard. And, you know, getting a relationship when sex is out of the way and it's easy and girls find you attractive is pretty fucking easy. Can't even bust a nut because I'd have no feelings for them. It's probably because you're probably a little bit blocked off. You're probably not having sex. When I started getting more sex, my sex drive shot through the roof, and I kind of almost, there was this weird thing where I thought my left hand was my brain kind of had this association with sex with my left hand and watching porn instead of having sex with girls. And when sex got easy, I started fucking way too much actually initially, and then I calmed down and I started being a lot more picky about who I sleep with. But yeah, might be because you're not getting enough sex yet or not enough results. I need to do this daily, only night game. You don't need to do it daily necessarily. I don't even do it daily. I used to go about 7 days a week. But if you actually want to get good, I'd say 4 days to 3 days is pretty good. 2 days is decent. 1 day a week is like kind of eh. Anything between 2 to 4 days is pretty accurate. You should be also working your life, because lifestyle does make you more confident. And it, like, so I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to be one of those pickup guys like, you should always be gaming. No, lifestyle matters in game because it makes you more confident. It makes you feel like more of a badass, because if you don't believe in yourself, she won't believe in you. And if you have a shit ass life around you, you can't believe in yourself. You have to do so much more brainwashing. It's easier when you're actually a badass. Looking like the Backstreet Boy. Thank you, man. I actually been like hating them. I've been trying to grow my hair out. I'm going through that awkward long hair stage right now, and it pisses me off, especially when I'm cranky like this. More serious stuff to worry about. Prepare. We are going to be tested. Stock up. Facts is mentality you live by. Yeah, game is, again, something that you are, not something you do. You are just a sexy, extroverted, masculine, cool guy. All this is going to matter pretty soon. No disrespect, just warning everyone. I don't know what you mean by that, but no. This is biology, man. It's the one thing that won't change unless we change as, unless we become robots or start fucking with our genetics. But this stuff's going to matter for, as long as we're humans, it's going to matter. Can we get some book recommendations on how to build, understand attraction? No. Honestly, a lot of stuff that I learned through, I noticed a lot of the different forms of education, like, so biology, psychology, evolutionary psychology, human evolution. A lot of these sects of people ignore each other and they don't talk amongst themselves, which I think is kind of wild. Because the reason that I actually know a lot of what I do is because I've studied every sect that had anything to do with my shit, and then I pulled them all together. That's actually, and also too, it's through like just sheer force of will that I figured this out. Like just going out, and I'm also very curious, and I'm very obsessed with this, because for me, this was the one thing that changed my life and stopped me from killing myself. No lie. And I know there's people out there that feel the same way as me. And I felt like if I had one purpose on earth, at least I can understand where somebody's coming from when they're in a lot of pain around women. And I also know there's a way out. Like, can you imagine being that person where you did it and you figured it out, and then you're like, dude, I want to show the world this. And it's just like, that's why I get so frustrated, so mad sometimes when I have to explain this shit to some people. I do get frustrated because I'm like, dude, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to fucking help you. I'm trying to explain to you, this is how this shit works. I'm very sure about it. And even me saying I'm very sure about it, they're like, but he's not 100%. I'm very, very fucking sure this is how it works. Okay. They're like, I knew it. Game doesn't work because he's not 100% sure about it. I'm like, no, it does. Game works for sure. It's just like anyways, people are looking for excuses not to do shit that's good for them. It's fucking annoying. And it pisses me off like crazy. I used to get more mad about this because I'm like, dude, I'm literally giving you exactly what you fucking need to figure this out. And you're arguing with me like I'm trying to fucking scam you or some shit. I don't care to scam you. I also don't want to, a guy that is, I think it's like the pot calls the kettle black kind of sometimes with some people in that regards. But yeah. Can you talk about SMV? SMV matters to an extent, but it matters more from the headspace that you look at yourself in the mirror. And it also matters because if I'm not always in the pocket, if I'm not in the pocket, then what else do I have to base it off of? The only thing I have is logical attraction. And that's like, like girls, I want to look like the guy that girls have talked to before who's cool as fuck. Because like so if I look like that guy, I can hit a fetish because like the girls had good experience with guys that look like me. And that means that I'm probably a high quality guy. And you also have a way of dressing that subcommunicates your value to other people. I've had clients where they cannot dress nice or in a way that makes them look like they love themselves. And women pick it up. I see it. Everybody else sees it. And if you don't dress in a way that makes you feel like that people can tell that you find yourself valuable, you're subcommunicating to other people you don't believe in yourself. So SMV and stuff like that, dude, I'm fat. I'm legit fat. It didn't stop me from accruing like 2 layers of hickeys over the past 2 nights with 2 different strippers. So, well, one of them was a stripper. The other one's just this really cool, like 22-year-old girl that like, she's dope. But I picked them both up from the club, and it was like on a Tuesday. Last Thursday was Wednesday, and I picked the other one up on Monday. I didn't go out Tuesday because I was working. And they're both still texting me over Snapchat and, text. Facts at venue, easily 5 girls. Yeah, I know what that means, but yeah. Getting sales job will fix 100%. Oh yeah, dude. Sales jobs is one of the things that really popped my game off, especially cold approach sales jobs. They're very hard, but honestly, dude, I was approaching like hundreds of people a day doing sales jobs on the strip out here in Vegas. Got my game to like floored my game up at the time. Fucking got me to a different level. I feel like as a guy whose game isn't that good, I can get more from day game, whereas at night I keep getting. It's not. The girls are being more honest at night than they are in the day, for the most part. You're just getting harsher rejections. The girls are just being more honest because they had a couple shots, and it's good for you in the short term. And if you're getting bad interactions, it's because you're doing something wrong, like very wrong in your game. If you're getting harsh rejections, you're doing something very wrong because you shouldn't be getting harsh rejections. It's either mentality or something you're doing physically, but very likely it's probably both. It's probably a lot of both. It's probably viewpoint on women, the way you're approaching them. You're probably not treating them like a person. It's so many different things, but it has to do with you. And actually, I think the women are just being more honest with you because they had a couple shots because they're on girls' night. I don't get harsh rejections. Not anymore. I don't. I used to get really bad ones. Like, you're ugly, fuck off, you're a loser, shit like that. I don't think I've had a harsh rejection in like a year, I think. Do you do 1 hour boot camps in person? If I was, I don't know. I'd have to charge more for it than I would because my boot camps are like 6 to 10 hours a day. Like, and I do 3-day boot camps. I do 1-day boot camps, like full day boot camps, but 1 hour boot camps, I feel like it'd be a waste of time for me to drive there and drive back and then be a waste of time for you. You're not even warming up. I don't know what the point of it would be for you, man. Honestly, I think you're missing out on so much by just doing 1 hour boot camps. Yeah. What are some ways to get a girl to qualify herself without coming off as too judgmental? There's a tactical and an emotional way to do it. So the tactical way would be to wait, how old are you? So you're asking from a headspace of like you actually give a fuck. That could be a tactical way. And now the girl feels like she needs to qualify now about her age. If she's the wrong age, you might reject her. You can also be like, you can also say what you want in a girl and then ask her about it immediately. You could be like, I don't know, I like ambitious girls. Wait, what do you do for work? And now she's gonna try to fight a little harder for it. But the emotional way is to just be a high value, high status guy who has standards and who is masculine. And she's gonna naturally qualify if you have those traits in your soul. Because you are the man and you're high value. What are some ways to get a girl to qualify without coming? All right, I'm going to answer 2 more questions because you guys started throwing them in. And I really got going because I got about 30 minutes to get my boot camp. So I'm answering 2 more. Okay, so sorry guys, I just got to get going. What are some ways to get a girl to qualify? I'm legit fat and I'm having great success and with just being polarizing. Hell yeah, but it's not an excuse to stay fat either, man. You'll actually be tenfold more confident and have more energy, which is better for your emotions if you lose the weight. But it's still like cool to know that. Dude, I dress like ass and I still got girls in the past. I dress in like cum stained pants, torn up t-shirts, not showering for days or even probably a week. And I still was doing pretty good with girls. You still want to be in shape. Dude, imagine the amount of confidence you'll have if you lose the weight. If you're already getting girls now, imagine how unbelievably confident you'd be if you lose the weight. Yeah, same night game can be fun, but also you're going to have hard nights too. But except that I need to be more consistent. Going out night game 2 days a week is something I'm doing right now. Yeah. And for the guy before, night game. All right, let's think about it logically. How many people can you approach in the day versus night game? Now, does that mean more practice? Does it mean your time is more efficient if you are somebody on a time crunch? Hell yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Oh no, the girls are mean to me. We're not playing. Yes, there is a point where you have to play the short game too, but you're also playing the long-term game. Because us as men, we get more sexy as we get older if we work on ourselves. So you're playing a long-term game, even though at the moment it might be hard, it might be painful. Hell yeah. When I start vaping, dude, these 20 fucking year old girls kept handing me this shit, dude. I kept fucking around these 19, 20, 21 year old girls and they all fucking do this shit. And so I don't know. It's actually honestly, so actually you want to hear the real answer to this? So I was doing this thing called celebrity mirroring, something I teach my clients. And I was watching Thomas Shelby. And I started smoking Black and Milds because I see him smoke and I see the way he do it and he do it in this cool way. And I told myself, I'm Thomas Shelby. So as like a byproduct, I started smoking Black and Milds. And when I was talking to a girl, blow smoke and make me feel sexy because I'm like, I'm Thomas Shelby. So what I do is I'd watch his videos and I'd have a mirror next to me and I try to move like him. So I'd pause it, try to move like him. We say something sexy, come back. And a part of my routine to make myself, I'm like Thomas Shelby, would be to smoke Black and Mild. And then some girl handed me a vape, and I started smoking the vapes like that because I had like so many just vapes just stacked up from like messing with all these women, and I just have all these vapes sitting around my desk, and I just started smoking them when I'm working. Don't take this boot camp. He's okay, nice man. He's just a be yourself type of coach. He's just a be yourself type of coach. No, I'm not. Okay, whatever, dude. That's actually the first time I've ever had somebody saying something negative in one of my comments. All right, look, Oh, wait. Oh, you are that guy who was really negative. Oh, dude, look. Stop, man. Dude, I fucking would have laid down in a fucking puddle for you, dude. Dude, I hustled my ass off to help you out, bro. Dude, I wish you the best though, man. Okay, I wish you figured this shit out. Okay, if that's the guy I think it is, I hope you figure this out, man. I tried my best, dude. I was on a call with you for like over an hour trying to help you out, bro. You didn't do anything I told you to do. You argued with me the entire boot camp. Look, I'm not your enemy, dude. I try my best to help you out, man. And I promise you still can if you want to try this shit out, dude. Okay. Just look, it's about positivity, being more upbeat. You resonate very negatively. All right. You were looking, no matter what I did, you were going to hate me. All right. I hope you figure this out, bro. All the love. Okay. All right. Charisma King methods work. I've been using it for years. Ignore him. Thanks, bro. I appreciate you. It's fine, dude. If it's the guy I think it is, he'll figure it out. He's a smart guy. He'll figure it out. It's okay. It's not a big deal. All right. Anyways, guys. All right. Now I got to get to my boot camp actually. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. If you guys want to leave any comments, go for it. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.